is, running it down on these niggas.
Sex, drugs, money, and murder, my nigga. You know how we get it, my nigga. Still be painting them bitches, my nigga. Ripping that raw and fucking your bitches. Sex, drugs, money, and murder. 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 Niggas, they never gon' hurt you. Niggas, they never will hurt you. Sex, drugs, money, and murder. Sex, drugs, money, and murder.
Got the trap spot, understand how to get that. Ran down on them niggas with a flip back. Knew I never seen another nigga live like that. I was still getting stacks back. Had to fuck around getting them packs back. Niggas. Before we start this video off, I want to give a big shout out to OG Shabazz for this content. Shout out to OG Shabazz. I definitely want y'all to go subscribe to OG Shabazz channel. All he do is drop gems. And I wanted to take this time out to put something that he broke down about this Puffy case. 2 videos that I want y'all to watch on this. Salute.
Enterprise. So all my staff, anything, if I did something wrong, I become a racketeering enterprise because I have staff, right? So if someone has their staff aiding and abet them doing something, that makes them a racketeering enterprise. Negative does not. That's not the way
I have to. I'm sorry, I'm going to argue with you. I am going to argue with you.
This is the first racketeering case of this kind on the books. Period. End of story.
Here's what's popping. What you're witnessing right here is feelings and emotion versus fact and 3 to 30 seconds of critical thinking. This woman is a journalist. This man is a lawyer who used to be a prosecutor, and he's telling her, not just in these few seconds of video, but just in general, the conversation, he's trying to explain to her the flaws in this case against Puff. And she doesn't want to hear it. She's saying it herself. Oh, no, I'm going to have to argue with you. You can't argue feelings and emotions over fact. The fact of the matter is, like he said, he said this is the first time. It's actually the second. I said this the other day and I'll say it again. Never in the history of a federal RICO sex trafficking indictment have you ever had one defendant, except R. Kelly first, Puff second. Puff even had a superseding indictment, which means after the first indictment comes out, then a second indictment comes out. And usually when the second indictment comes out, the co-defendants that didn't exist in the first indictment, they will appear in the second indictment. There still were no other co-defendants. This has never happened, on top of the fact that the feds did not conduct their own formal investigation. This whole thing is built on witness testimony and what people are telling you. Don't be so quick to support this because of what they're strategically showing you. His personal business, the personal domestic situations that he had within his relationship, the freakiness, all of this stuff is stuff that they're showing you to tear down his character. This is not about justice. They are not trying to seek justice. They did not conduct their own investigation. People keep saying, oh, it's only this many days into the trial. They building up the case. Feds don't build up cases during trial. They build up cases that justify having a trial. And they did not build up a case here. But people like this woman and others are so hell-bent on seeing this man fall that they don't care that justice is not being done. They just want to see him crucified. This is what they want to see, and this is what they're supporting until it happens to somebody that they like. Then it won't feel so good.
They've painted a pretty clear picture of the man, but in order for the government to win their case, they have to prove the machine. That's what RICO requires, a criminal enterprise, not just bad behavior. The prosecution has shown Diddy as abusive, controlling, and violent. But to convict him of racketeering, their top charge, they need to prove an organized system, meaning a team around him helped him carry out crimes. They work toward a shared criminal goal. So far, the government has done a good job of laying out fear and violence and chaos, but that's not the full structure. And who is a part of this criminal enterprise? What did they do? How did it work? Was there a hierarchy? Were there different roles that people had? Because if the case stays focused on Diddy's worst moments as a man without evidence of the machine behind him, the most serious racketeering charges won't stick. What would help the prosecution now in the weeks going forward? Testimony that where someone admits they helped him commit and carry out crimes, where there's clear evidence that he directed others, if there were defined roles within the group. All of these things go towards evidence of a criminal enterprise. Until then, the defense can keep saying he may have been out of control, he's not a saint, he's not your role model, but that does not make it a criminal enterprise that he ran. Week 2, I give the prosecution a B. They're building emotional momentum and laying out a disturbing pattern of abuse and control, but for RICO, that's just step 1. The defense, I also give them a B. They haven't had to say much because, of course, the burden is all on the prosecution. Their best argument is still, this isn't organized crime, it's chaos.
Look at it and see how that looks. That looks terrible on the defense part, bro. That looks terrible. That's all I'm saying. It looks terrible, bro.
Hey, Gino, let me ask you, right? Because, Puff case and Dr. York case is kind of similar, right? Have you ever seen, like, when it comes to black people, when they look at RICO indictments, you ever seen a RICO indictment where they only got one dude as the face of the RICO? Like, when we talk RICO, we talking 20 co-defendants, 30 co-defendants, 40 co-defendants. Sometimes you have 100 co-defendants. I've never seen, when it comes to prominent black men that have influence, a one RICO and just one man as the face of the RICO, but no co-defendants in the RICO. Nobody else in the RICO. Like we just gonna have one man, just one head. Like everybody got immunity. Everybody is on the witness stand. Nobody is gonna serve time. Like everybody just gotta cut a break. You ever see something like Gino? Like speak on that, man, because I don't get it.
Bro, I don't get it, bro. Somebody is playing a puppet, bro. Somebody is playing with somebody's life, and we already know who that is, bro.
Yep. I get me, like, I'm gonna keep it real. Like, when I looked at the case and I tell anybody, like, I thought the feds had this strong, but everything I looked at, even when it came to the video, right? They
Oh,
said,
hell no. Hey, man, y'all remove me. This room weak as fuck. How the fuck y'all in my hallways? I don't even
all
know
right,
y'all.
have a good day, bro. You
Okay,
came
bye.
you came in
Who
my
is
room with the
that?
nonsense. So let me finish what I was saying. So when I looked at the case, right, and I saw that footage with Cassie, right, and then when I heard the evidence that CNN doctored up the footage, that what we saw on TV is not really the real footage. Like they just doctored it up. So how can we believe anything that they saying when the feds gave this to CNN? It's not like they get the TMZ type of thing where they get footage from the people when they contact. No, the feds gave this to a whole network and put it there and put it to the people to reveal it on the TV. After like the day they dropped that video, the brother from Florida that got killed by the police, that same day they released that video footage when the brother had a funeral. So I always believe these are distractions, and then this whole case is a whole distraction. But like I said, how you gonna just edit the video up and then gonna make it seem like this is what really happened, and then gonna tell us that we could believe what you saying? Nah, we can't believe what you saying because there's some BS to it. Like if it was some truth to it, we'll believe it. But when you got these doggone exotic dancers getting on the stand saying, "Hold up, Cassie paid us. Cassie reached out."
Everything is based on intentions. So what they're going to try to establish is that Cassie was in total control, of Puffy. And so they're going to try to, that's why they concentrate so heavy on Cassie. And they're just trying to say, like, look, every move that Cassie made was, by way of Puffy. And so all this stuff they showing with control and the beating and all that, they just trying to establish that if Cassie did order these sex workers and whatnot, that it was under the control of Puffy. And that's what she's testifying against. And that's what it's all about. A lot of people are saying, Cassie liked it and Cassie did this, but what you're really doing is digging Puffy a bigger hole because the it is a crime. Now, Cassie is supposed to be charged for these crimes too, but apparently she must have some sort of immunity. All the so-called sex workers or whatnot, all these people must have some sort of immunity to make these testimonies, because everything that they're testifying about is a crime. So whether Cassie liked it or not, there's a crime that's been committed, and that's what we're
AJ
missing.
Reese.
And
That's when I
yeah,
listened to the legal analysts and they said nobody in this case hands is clean. They were still there with this man, right? And then when I looked at the case, I'm like, wow, this is so much as similar to Dr. York case, because in his case, the same situation that happened, that he was the only one in the indictment, he was the only one at the top of the RICO, and the people that was really involved in the case got immunity. They came on the stand and testified against him, and they all try to put it all on Dr. York, when we all know Jacob York and what's Tariq Noel's sister? Gino's
Nicole,
fighting her.
Bob,
Nicole,
Barbara
Nicole.
No, okay, Nicole and
yeah,
Barbara Noel.
Nicole.
Yeah. So them two went on the stand and testified when they wasn't innocent. When Nicole was doing all type of foul things to the people on the property, where they was that her and Jacob was out there was having these women and men prostituting, man. This is what they was doing, dealing drugs. But they put it all on Dr. York. So just like with the Puffy case, just like the Dr. York case, just like a lot of these cases that we've been seeing, the Kells case, whoever case you want to name, where it's just one man is the top of the RICO and everybody else seem to get an immunity, seem to get out of the case. But nobody is guilty. Everybody's innocent. This man is the big bad boogeyman. Like, come on, man.
Hey Gotti, why they ain't starting to press charges on
That's
Cassie?
that's what
Why
I'm
is she
saying.
not why is they not trying to press charges on Cassie? Because that makes her what? That makes her an accomplice, right?
Facts.
That makes her a part.
Facts.
That makes her a part of the whole ring. Like, come on, like if she knew all this shit was going on, she agreed to all this shit. That means that she was a part of the ring too.
Facts.
Now, one thing just download. I just got to download quick. Remember when a remember when the Robert Kraft story came out?
Yep.
Rob, the owner of the New England Patriots. Remember when that story came out? How long did it take for them to push that shit under the rug?
Yep. They pushed it under the rug. But Gino, look,
How long did it take?
it didn't take that long. It didn't take that long. And Gino, look,
It took like
and let me say
24
this.
hours.
24 hours.
How long did it take Jay-Z shit to be up under the rug? It took me a little bit longer, but
A
his
little
shit
longer.
a little bit longer. But Robert Kraft, he was with what? Robert Kraft,
24
they
hours.
said they saw him at the brothel, my nigga. At the
Yep.
brothel. What was he doing at the brothel? But they ain't gonna
ADHD. And I'm gonna say this the same thing I said, man. Everything I heard in the case so far is he said, she said, and all Cassie been doing is copping drugs, getting high. Hold on, for him. I'm gonna mute you real quick. Copping drugs, getting high, having freak offs, having a whole bunch of things going on. Now, if they had a strong enough case, right, to prove that Puff was Biff freak off king and he had all this, right, they wouldn't say that this man had to threaten a drug dealer from not serving Cassie no more. She went to Boston to cop drugs. Kid Cudi said he got played. So if Kid Cudi got played, Puff got played. Everybody got played. You know, it's like the movie Fatal Attraction or Basic Instinct or the thin line between love and hate. This woman is a narcissist. You know, she wasn't no victim. What happened was she used certain people to make it seem like she was this simple woman that came and just was really was hurt by dude. Like, come on, man. I tell people this all the time, man. These rock stars like Guns N' Roses, remember these rock groups was doing all type of crazy freak offs, was flying
There we
out,
go.
got drugs in their
There we
plane.
go.
What's good, homie? And they once they said, "Yo, Guns N' Roses, we gonna hit y'all with a federal RICO." Man, like I said, I don't hear what going on in the nigga bedroom. Ain't my business. When it come to, you know, them saying Puff did this, Puff did that, with the facts. We want the facts. We don't want to hear the gossip. Everybody been coming with gossip. That's why I
Hey
be
yo,
watching.
hey, yo, Bullets, we need you over there right quick, man.
Where y'all DV
And
at?
Plan B, man. Them niggas is
Yo,
crazy.
Gotti, why you didn't go out there today, bro?
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
should
be
have
out
gone
there.
over there, bro.
I'm going out
Get
there.
some content.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm going out there probably this week. I'm gonna be out there. I'm trying to get there Friday, or I'm gonna have to go next Tuesday. I'm gonna have to go out
You're
there, bro.
probably better off going next week, bro, so you can
Yeah,
get a
I'm gonna
couple
go
solid
next
days
week. Yeah,
straight.
I'm gonna go.
Because
Yeah,
right now you only get one day out there.
I'm gonna go next week. So I'm gonna be out there next week, and I'm gonna see what's going on. I'm gonna try to get inside.
No regular swinger, nigga. Like shit, nigga. I got rich motherfuckers swinging with me. That's just the shit.
Yep, yep. And like I said,
You see, niggas, they done skipped the part where they done quickly threw in there. Oh, yeah, he was having free calls for Laura London and Nipsey too. Yeah, they done swung that in there real quick.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like even yo, son, the chick Dawn, bro, she probably was a part of the freak off. Like you
Yeah,
up on the
she
stand.
she already
Come
said
on,
she fucked Diddy. She said she was down with some of
that's
that
what I'm
shit.
saying, bro. So
Everybody that they calling for this nigga was part of a freak off. So ain't nobody innocent, bro. I don't give a fuck what
that's what
nobody
I'm
talking about.
saying, yo.
You want to be a freak? Be a freak. Diddy ain't do shit else but that. This bitch out here hiring prostitutes and all this shit.
Yo, world, they fucked
Buying
up, bro.
drugs too.
They really fucked up when they brought that shit up to Fed case because that shit most like a state case, bro. Like state case.
Yeah, that shit ain't nothing but a domestic violence case, bro. That's all that shit really is. A big ass domestic violence case.
But that's already been settled. I mean, didn't he already pay her off for that?
Nah, he just paid her so she could shut up. Whenever for whatever reason they raided this nigga crib, which still nobody know. Nobody know why they raided Puff crib
Cause
to
she
this
was
day.
threatening him
But
probably. That's what it was. She was probably threatening him or some shit.
yeah, she was threatening him about putting that book out about the shit she's saying about Suge and shit. He hurried up, went and paid her off. Then they went raided the nigga crib, and that's when they found all the videos and all this other shit. And then they locked his ass up because his jet landed in fucking Jersey.
Bitch. Your
Hey,
main
Wax.
bitch
Hey, Wax. Today
who
my
you keep it,
birthday,
listen,
Wax.
Oh,
Today my
hold
birthday,
on.
Wax.
Yo, man, look, get that bitch out of here. Your main bitch who you keeping it simple with, when she at work, she's listening to all her friends and homegirls talk about how these niggas is just freaking and fucking the shit out of them. But you fucking your side bitch that way, but not your main bitch. So one day, somebody get her attention. One day, she step out and get that experience from a whole nother nigga. And now your main bitch just became another nigga side bitch. So what I do, my main woman, I treat like my side and nigga, you motherfucking right. I fucks and freaks
So
the
you a
shit
piss
out of
on
my
your wife?
woman.
You a piss on her?
Huh?
Would you
Oh, do
piss
I
on
done
her?
gave my wife golden showers, all that. That's a fact. Yeah. You never gave your girl a golden shower? If they wanted, my wife want to try it, I'm going to hose her ass
They be
right.
wanting that
Baby, I
shit.
want to try it. Listen, I'm going to drink a gang of water, make sure it's nice and filtered. If my woman want, baby, I want you to give me, if my woman tell me to give her a golden shower, who the fuck am I to dead nigga already know you in Venice? Damn, homie, the bitch telling you where I'm at. Oh, homie, it ain't nothing like that. I'm gonna leave her alone. I would give my bitch the whole get caught script. Everything.
Yep.
Real shit.
Hey, but whack.
That
That's the
way when he
thing, whack.
call you, I mean, look, bro, if Diddy catch the bitch, she gonna spill the beans. Let's be
Fact.
real. Diddy didn't beat the bitch up times 10. Like we can't none of us, bro. He didn't DV the bitch. Gas is all in the bitch face. He didn't whooped on the bitch. So if he catch her, she gonna be scared, bro. Like let's just be real.
Now that's a fact. But yo, whack. This is what really fuck Kid Cudi had up with the lawyer on Brian Still said, you know, we got the DNA on what happened with your car. And he said it turned out it was a female DNA. He said, I believed it was Diddy. He was shocked when he heard it was female DNA. Whack.
First of all, let's just be real, bro. Diddy's He ain't no gangster, but he got gangster ways. So Diddy ain't going to do nothing. If the car did blow up, you ain't gonna see Diddy blowing the motherfucking car up. Just fucking be real, like, you know what I'm saying? Unless you got the nigga
Right. You can
who
send
did
somebody to
that,
do it.
yeah. Unless he got the nigga that, and even the nigga that actually did it, he not gonna even know who he doing it for. It's two,
Facts.
three niggas in the middle of that bag. So Kid Cudi is just assuming. Cause see, I'm gonna tell you what Diddy did do. Cause he did it with the Suge Knight shit, right? Diddy got a bitch over here in the W Hotel. He trying to get away from Cassie. I need a way to get away from Cassie. He picks the phone up. I'm sorry, fellas. I'm gonna do some dry snitching on us. He picks the phone up and ain't nobody on. What? I'm on my way right now. He right there. I'm on my way. What's going on? Grab the pistol. This bitch ass nigga Suge. I'm finna go. Ain't nobody on the phone. He storms out the house, jumps in the car, goes straight to the W. The bitch is calling. I'm not answering because I'm committing a crime right now and there's some gangster shit going on. I dropped my phone, left my phone, whatever. This nigga ain't never pulled up on no Suge with no pistol.
Hey,
That was
yo,
just to
yo,
get the
Mac, that's what I
fuck out
said,
the
bro.
house.
Right now at 4 Fast and Furious, prosecutors calling a parade of witnesses to the stand in the Sean
Yeah.
trial.
So,
And there's emotional
salute to everybody, man. Let me just say this, right? So, a lot of things ain't looking right. Bimmy out here wilding. I don't know what's up with Bimmy. But let me just get to this Puffy case, all right? So, I've been reading the paperwork. I'm going to be live out there. I don't know if I'm going Friday or I will be out there next week. But I will be out at the Puffy trial. I'm trying to go inside to look at the case, but I will be out there. But so far, what I've been hearing is like everything been dealing with Cassie, man. Cassie getting banged out. Cassie getting smashed. Gene Deal is out there today. He was out there today twice. They saying he may testify. They already said Barnes is going to testify. They already said Barnes will be out there testifying on this case. Gene, I don't know. I thought it was going to be Uncle Paulie, but it may not be Uncle Paulie. It might be Gene Deal and Barnes. They the two that's going to testify on this case. And a bunch of other people been testifying on this case. It's a weak case, yo. I'm going to keep it real. They trying to trick D-Rock off the streets. You know, they trying to trick a lot of people off the streets. But in this Puffy case, man, and Gene, I lost a lot of respect for Gene Deal. You know, I lost a lot of respect for Gene Deal. Gene Deal is looking like John A. Light right now, son. You know what I'm saying? Gene shouldn't even be involved in this. You understand what I'm saying? Gene shouldn't even be involved in this case. And really and truly, I hope Puffy's defense team eat Gene up on the stand. Gene, my guy, but Gene, you shouldn't even be involved in this, bro. You got too many holes. You got not even holes. You just got too many stuff that's going against you. One, you running around with street dudes, right? You giving firearms to street dudes. You already know. Salute, family. You giving firearms to dudes like 50. You did when Wolf and Big and Puff getting firearms. You said it in your story. How dudes had some stolen grips from Atlanta and they brought it up to New York. And you got two Ninas, unlicensed, scratched off guns. You know what I'm saying? You got these not licensed guns from a dudes bringing it up from down south. You said this on your channel, Gene. This right here can get you in some problems because what you should do is not say anything at all, but it's the bitterness, it's the angriness, and it's the hate. Like I said, when you look at this whole case just across the board, bro, it's a whole lot of he said, she said. It's a whole lot of nonsense. It's a whole lot of propaganda. You got the dude, the assistant coming up there talking about, you know, Puff was this, Puff was that, and then they exposed him, and he tried to make it seem like the Suge situation was going to be a murder scene, and it wasn't. D-Rock spoke the Suge, they dapped it up, and that was it. But the way they try to make the story sound like, oh, these niggas came up there with the hammers, and they was getting ready to bang it out at the diner with Suge Peoples. Like, come on, bro. You know, Gene should have just leave it alone. A lot of real dudes is disappointed with Gene. A lot of street dudes that been around this man is disappointed in him because it's no way you can be on a case, man, saying these things about a dude that you was eating with. You ate with this dude. You broke bread with this dude. Puff case ain't even a strong case, man. If you look at the Mike Jeffries case, right? I don't know if y'all know about Mike Jeffries, right? Shout out to OG Shabazz because he talked about this, right? The Mike Jeffries case, this man's been investigated by the feds, right? Mike Jeffries. The man was on the street, $10 million bail. His case hasn't even happened yet. You heard? But in this situation, Puff is a black man that ain't got the complexion for the protection. Let's keep it real. And he got one dude on the whole indictment. Mike Jeffries' case, he got like 4 co-defendants. How Puff ain't got 3 and 4 co-defendants? You telling me we got one RICO for one man on the top of the indictment? Like with R. Kelly, same thing. And then they got the nerve to be talking about, yo, Puff did Puff. Like, come on, bro. Shit ain't adding up, bro. Shit ain't adding up. Gene looking crazy. Shit is not adding up, bro. I'm like, damn, Gene. Like what did Puff? Like, I was on Clubhouse yesterday. Mark Curry was in there, bro. And I'm like, yo, Mark, man. Like, you and Gene and all y'all dudes, y'all mad with Puff because the money got low. And y'all upset with Puff. Mark, you knew how you got signed the Bad Boy. You came through D-Mac and got signed over there. That's how you got in there. Your initiation of coming over there wasn't on no business terms or, yo, I'm a rapper. No, you came in on some street type of business. And now you back popping your head up talking about you gonna go to the court. Like, come on, it's crazy. Like, I'm not understanding none of that. I'm not understanding that. So it's kind of crazy to me, you know? Like, I'm looking at the whole case across the board and I'm saying it's looking crazy. But who's going to take the stand is, I just told y'all, it's going to be Gene Deal, Roger Barnes, and, you know, already Cassie, bro. Yeah, you know, I'm a dude that I don't like to see dudes get slandered. But when it comes to this Puffy case, bro, it's some bullshit behind it, bro. And I told y'all, even with the R. Kelly case way back, like, it's some bullshit. R. Kelly coming home, bro. You know, Puff coming home and Kel's coming home. You know why? Because how can you have a case that's not showing anything with trafficking? Everything is showing is consensual, and everything is showing that these people came to these people. They came to Puff. They came to Kel. It's not like the other way around. It was on some Taken type of shit. You ever seen the movie Taken? That's trafficking, bro. Dawn is up there talking like, this man was this, but you said this man got you out of a contract. But like I tell y'all, it's a lot. Yo, son, when the defense get to take their turn and cross-examining all of these people, and they start really putting out more stuff on, bro, you gonna see it's a lot of BS with them. Dawn was doing threesomes with Puff and Cassie, bro. Dawn was getting smashed. You know what I'm saying? She was cheating on her nigga Q with the boss. Let's keep it real. Dawn, Cassie, Sarah, all them slept with Puff. You understand what I'm saying? But they bitter because they ain't get a baby by the nigga. The nigga ain't wifing. I would, you know what I'm saying? Anybody would be bitter. They try to put the gay thing. We ain't see no gay things yet. All they keep talking about is freak offs. I'm still waiting for the dudes that got traumatized. Where that? Because all I'm hearing these sexual male escorts and male exotic dancers. It was good. It was good. Black. It was good. Bad seed. All these are male exotic dancers. They came on the stand and said Cassie hired them. Cassie was the one that got them in. They ain't say nothing about, oh, Puff hired us and we was doing like, come on, bro. It's like people gotta get real, man. Like when I looked at this case, I said, oh, this is a weak open and shut case. Like ain't nothing strong with it. You know, I thought it was, the way they made it seem, I thought it was like this big, strong case that they was gonna eat this shit alive. Ain't nothing eating alive, man. You know what I'm saying? Facts. Bad seed. This case is more about Cassie than it is about Puff. Every last one of those male exotic dancers and escorts already said Cassie hired them. They smashed Cassie. They ain't say nothing about dude was involved in the sex play. They ain't say nothing. One dude went up there and said his wife, he brought his girl, and his girl was let Puffy hit his girl, and then he hit Cassie. So what is we talking about, man? It sounded like it was some swinger shit going on. His girl got smashed. I wouldn't even say Cassie was his girl. His side piece got smashed out, and that's what happened. I don't understand where all this freak goes. Like, I thought the case was a trafficking case. I ain't know the case turned into, yo, son, that's what I'm saying, Bad Seed. I thought the case was a trafficking case. The case is about Cassie. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like with R. Kelly's case with the girl, what her name? Ariel, Ariel, I think her name was. Yeah. In that case, same situation. She painted R. Kelly be this brute, had her eating feces, drinking pee, and then come to find out, she went to visit him. She was upset and was jealous that he moved on with another woman. So it's the same thing with the Kells case. The Diddy case and the Kells case is the same type of case. It's the same case. It's part 2. That's all it is. Kells case and Puff case is part 2. It's no different. I keep trying to tell people, he didn't sell that catalog to the firm, okay, that was run by BlackRock, okay? Diageo felt some type of way, BlackRock felt some type of way. So you got both of these dudes feeling some type of way. You basically is going against the grain. So we gotta sit you down. Cal, same thing. You don't want to sell us the masters and the publishing for your records. We already got your biggest song. You don't want to sell for none of your other music. Okay, bet. We gonna make sure we lock you up. You know. But the sad part is that everybody going out bad. Gene is going out bad. Gene, let me keep it real about Gene. Gene Gill, I lost a lot of respect for Gene Gill because Gene's my guy. I used to talk to Gene all the time. But my thing with Gene is that, yo, Gene, you ain't been with Puff since 2005. You've been with Puff from 90 to 2005. You've been working for Puff, right? Puff was your man's, right? For years. You didn't say anything until you wasn't able, till you waited till you was retiring and K Slade passed away. That's when you wanted to go air out Puff, right? But Gene, you was with this man for years, bro. You partied with this man. You broke bottles. You bust bottles with this man. You broke bread with this man. You ate at the same table with this man. You know this man kids just like he know your kids. Why would you go on your platform and do what you did, bro? Everybody else that been security for Puff, you don't hear them saying anything. You don't hear. Now it's just you and Bonds. And if Paulie is involved in this, then Paulie, you, and Bonds is upset with Puff because he cut Paulie off and he replaced Paulie with D-Rock. And Bonds is upset, which I don't understand Bonds. He helped you out. He gave you $25,000 for your son. He helps you out, bro. You mad at him, but he gave you $25,000 and he stuck his neck out for your son. And you mad at this dude? You know what I'm saying? And you acting like it ain't skeletons in your closet, Barnes? Like, same thing with Gene. Like, Gene, bro. You don't understand, bro. This man put you in a position, you made good money. It's crazy. You know why they care about this case so much? Because people want to see homie down. You gotta understand, Puff been in the game for years, bro. Puff been in the game for years. Oh, that's my dude. That's my son from Chiz. Damn, son. It's my nigga from Chiz, man. R.I.P. That's my nigga from Chiz right there, boy. He was funny, man. But yeah, bro. Like at the end of the day, they was they going at Puff because they mad at Puff for the same reason those women is mad at Puff. They mad because the money got low, the party is over, and Puff moved on. You know what I'm saying? And instead of them dudes saying, you know what, man, let me move on and live my life. Let me just do me and stay out the way. Nah, man. Dudes is messed up, bro. Their whole life is messed up. You gotta look. Ain't no realness in what a lot of these dudes is doing. I mean, if Kid Cudi testified, listen, bro. All these things they saying, the Kid Cudi thing, all these things they saying about Wale, the Wale thing ain't even true. Because Wale just shut that down on the radio. But they ran and said, yo, this nigga hanging Wale over the balcony. You know, and I mean, the way they try to paint Puff is this nigga was this unhinged, crazed individual that was violent. Same thing they did with R. Kelly. Oh, R. Kelly was unhinged, my nigga. He was threatening to kill and he was beating our asses with belts. And yo, they made these niggas sound like monsters, man. When you listen to what they saying about Puff, the same thing they said about Kelly case, bro. But like I said, I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna be live and center out there. You know what I'm saying? Because I really want to touch it, and I really want to tell niggas like, hold on, bro. Like, in my opinion, and all in my opinion, how I feel is that son being railroaded. You know, son being railroaded, because if they had a strong case and they had an open and shut solid case on Puff, they wouldn't be having all these people keep talking about Cassie. Cassie, why is Cassie even involved in the case? They said this man was trafficking. Where's the evidence of that? All they keep, and this is the thing, right? That's why I say the case should get thrown out, because Cassie got 20 million from Bad Boy Entertainment, Bad Combs Enterprises, right? It didn't come from Puff. Puff ain't giving no money. It came from the people that was on the board. The board gave her the $20 million, right? Now you want to go get a $10 million. You want to get a $10 million. Yeah, you already know. I know it's gonna be about 10 weeks. You want to get a $10 million from the hotel. This incident happened in 2016. The feds had this video. The feds played this footage that we talking about. The feds played this footage to the people that worked at Combs Enterprises before it got released to CNN, and told them, you either step down and resign, or you face, you yourself will be implicated in this Combs indictment. And a lot of them stepped down and resigned because they didn't want to be in this Puff indictment. So it was an extortion thing going on with the feds. And then when you look, they finessed the video. Salute, boss bros. They finessed the video and made it seem like it is what it is. Oh, all right, I got you, Coke Boy. They finessed the video to make it seem like what it was, and it wasn't. So they gave CNN a whole fake footage. But now, like I told y'all, now they trying to get, the prosecution don't got no type of strong nothing. They saying they put drugs in the baby oil, ketamine, like nothing is sticking, right? So they got to keep putting witnesses on the stand, right? Because they know they don't got a strong case. When you put multiple witnesses on the stand, and we talking about not one witness, but a whole bunch of witnesses that make the case sound strong, come on, bro. That just shows you that they ain't really had a strong case after all. You shouldn't have to put a bunch of different witnesses on the stand to make it seem like y'all got something. Because if y'all had something, y'all wouldn't be trying to put this one, that one, this one, that one, friends, all these people. Like, bro, the prosecution got more witnesses on the stand than the defense. The prosecution got more witnesses on the stand than the defense. They trying to get the jury's sympathy, so the jury can get, if they can't get a guilty by persuading, because I'm gonna keep it real, the case is so weak that they know they don't gotta open and shut case. They know that they gotta keep putting them in there so they can persuade the jurors. Like, listen, this is the man's character. We got all these victims here, all these people on the stand, and they're gonna show you who this person's character is. That's all they trying to do. But it's looking crazy, because if the case was open and shut and strong, they wouldn't need that. They wouldn't need all them people on the witness stand. They would have just had that open. It would have been an open and shut case, and it'd have been over with. But to have all them people on the stand and then trying to make it seem like, oh, we got one. Nah, y'all ain't got one. Y'all got a weak case. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got a weak case. That's why they getting witnesses every day to come through. Like, people that you didn't even think was gonna be witnesses, they witnesses. Like the friend, you like, where these people coming from? Like, they just pulling people out the woodwork. But it's like I told y'all, it's just like it's the Kells case all over again. You know, because in that case they had a bunch of witnesses, and really none of what the witnesses said was truthful. You know, but Marco, if it was a strong case, bro, they wouldn't need a bunch of witnesses every week, bro. Like, if you got a strong case, the government got a strong case, they only need like 3 witnesses on the stand. They don't need like 20 witnesses, bro. This case so far is like 30 different witnesses. In Kel's case, it was like 30 different witnesses on the stand. Why do you need 30 different witnesses that's not even on paperwork, that's coming out the blue to testify, bro? Why? Because the case is weak. Lawyers is saying this. Lawyers is getting online saying, yo, this is a weak case. They don't really have an open shut case. You know, that's just like what I said with Carol's case. It wasn't an open shut case. If it was open and shut, they would need this witness, that witness, this witness. Like, come on, bro. They got people that's irrelevant to the case involved in this case. That's what people gotta understand. It's people that's not involved in this case that's involved in this case, because they trying to get a guilty. They're trying to get a guilty, and things is not really sticking because they coming on the stand and it's not really, and they really contradicting themselves on the stand. Like the assistant, he contradicted himself on the stand like quite a few times, and the defense chewed him up. So it's like, if people is contradicting themselves on the stand and they really saying this and then it's coming out that's not what it is, then they need to be cut off the witness count and get somebody that, you know, because they really don't got no real strong witnesses, man. And they really don't got a strong case. You know, a strong case, you know. Potato, it wasn't an open shut case. You gotta understand, what they did was the same thing they doing in the Puffy case, bro. They have a bunch of witnesses coming on the stand that is irrelevant to the case. They have not proved that it was anything that they may say was a sexual cult or sex trafficking. Like if you look at the Nexium case, right? I don't know if y'all followed that, the Nexium case. That case right there had, I think they had like 4 or 5 co-defendants. Yeah, but he got found guilty because of them putting a bunch of witnesses on the stand and assassinating the character. That's all they did. You understand what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that was a strong case. Like I said, with the Nexium case, they had like, the dude had like 4 or 5 co-defendants. And a lot of them was the chick from Smallville. One of them was like the granddaughter or the great-granddaughter of the Rothschild family, who's also in there. A supermodel, her daughter was involved in this case. So it was like a whole bunch of co-defendants this dude had on the case, right? And some of them did time, but they didn't do that much time. But he got life, right? They had a strong, I don't even say they had a strong case, but what they did is that they put 3 witnesses on the stand, and that's how he got found guilty. In this case, in Puff and Cal's case, they had at least, this case so far has like, I would say 15 people who so far has been on the stand. In the Cal's case, it was at least 20 to 30 people that have been on the stand that said all these type of things about him. And it wasn't an open shut case. Why do you need that many people on a stand in one case? If you got somebody, you could go off of just one witness, 2 or 3 witnesses. You don't need a bunch of witnesses. Right? Why should he cop out to a plea deal? If he ain't do it, why would he cop out to a plea deal? It's best to beat it. It's best to fight it. Like, I don't get that logic, man. Like, Bill Cosby didn't take a plea deal. They offered him like 2 years. And he refused to take the plea deal. Like, don't nobody want to take no plea deal for something they did not do. Like, people gonna fight. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you have chances to stand on getting an appeal. Like Kelson getting an appeal. He just gotta he gonna keep fighting, and he gonna finally get his appeal, and it's gonna get overturned. Same thing with Puff. He can get an appeal and get his conviction overturned if he is found convicted, or he's found not guilty. And I really don't believe he will be found guilty. I believe he will be acquitted, or this will end up in a mistrial, because this is not a strong case, bro. One thing about me, I don't watch court TV. I don't watch a lot of cases. And when I see cases, it's just a bunch of propaganda and it's not strong. And I know. It's just like with the chick on the Karen Reed case. Her case is not even strong. They try to blame her for something, and they thought they had an open shut case. That was a weak case. So, you know, people don't understand, bro. These cases be weak, man. They be weak. But it is what it is, man. It's your boy, Brother Scotty. Salute, man.